I'm a real estate developer.
I currently do small residential and mixed-use development projects in the city of Boston.
I am a store owner.
For the last 14 years, I've worked in the financial services industry. More recently, I've spent some time and effort working through getting licensing to do better for my own personal home.
I don't know if my parents would be proud of this if I said it when I was 7, but now they probably are. I make cheese sandwiches for a living. If a week goes by without me speaking to someone at Inspectional Services or the mayor's office or anyone in City Hall, that's like a vacation for me.
Just about everything you do with real estate, any improvement to real estate in the city requires a permit.
It's funny, I know what I need to do because I've been doing it for 20 years, but as a homeowner in the city of Boston could not get their own building permit issued for their own residence because of the difficulties of going through that process.
Yeah, she kept using acronyms. Like I had no idea what this meant. Throughout this entire process, when speaking with individuals, everyone made the assumption I was an expert.
They would take in the application, review it, send you to counter 2, where you'd submit your plans, they would review them, and you wait.
It would be so much more cost effective for me to be able to do all that permitting in one central place so I could focus on the things that actually help me grow my business.
The sticky part of this process has been not knowing where I was. So in any given point, it's out of my control, and I have no one to contact and figuring out where am I and what do I need to do next.
Right now, we can submit our permits online, but that's all you do is submit. You can't just have it sent to you electronically or on a portal where you can see where you are and what your status is.
Typically, they'll send out a speed letter by mail, United States Postal Service. So you'll have to wait for them to write in what you need and put it in the mail, and you'd get it when you get it.
If I want to check the status of my permits, I did try to do that a few times, and I heard a few different answers on it. Sometimes you have to call, sometimes they tell you to call, but then you have to go in.
So it really would make it much easier if it was all on one site and I knew what I had to get and who I had to contact with a contact person.
I think it would speed their process up as well and make their lives easier, the plans examiners and the staff here at ISD.
There's a house at 35 Smith Street, there's a house at 39, my lot is at 37, it's gonna be 37 Smith Street.
So I went and looked for it, and they couldn't find it anywhere, so they said, you're gonna have to put a change of address form. I said, well, I don't even know what the address is. And then they found it was actually 477-489.
It would be helpful if there was a map key in the system where I could just go online and just pick my address. Then it could get confirmed by the employees at 1010 Mass Ave or in Inspectional Services.
For example, go and find out, okay, let's see 606 Center Street. What's the record on that exact building?
Just like little things like that can really throw a wrench in the works, and if that takes up a day or 2 days or a week for a project, that's a lot of money that you're losing out on.
An online system would have been incredible if it was written as if it were for a 7-year-old.
Making it accessible to homeowners like myself or developers to be able to see where they are at, ideally online, of here's the steps I've accomplished and here's what's next. And then if I was hung up on a process, here's the person to contact or department to contact.
It's the same permits I'm pulling, but I have to go and manually interact instead of being able to do it remotely.
Imagine if it gave you reminders of permits that you need to apply for in the next week or the next month or the next year. That'd be kind of cool if you had a calendar up there that was kind of letting you know when everything had to be renewed, or God forbid they could even be renewed automatically. That would be kind of awesome.
The people at ISD that work here are great. I think they don't have the tools that they need to get their job done. I think with the proper tools, with being online and being able to track permits, I think it'll make their lives easier, relieve some frustrations of theirs as well as customers.